Now, that will be the top 8. We just laid it out ahead of you right now, but we have to get to our first set. I know everyone at home is waiting for it. You see him looking right at the camera right now. That is the young Wrenched representing Wildcard Gaming out of North America. Then on the other side, we are also going to have noeL, one of the calmest, most cool and collected players in all of Brawlhalla's history, coming in here today. A player that, like you said, a lot of people would have put him in top 3, if not top 2. A lot of people expect noeL to continue all the way through to grand finals. I know he's got to be feeling pretty good today. I know Wrench seems to be feeling pretty good today. It was right as he was leaving. He's staying in the same hotel that Taza and I are at, and he was on his way out, I think on Thursday, and he was like, oh, I win ones, by the way. And he also tweeted it out either yesterday or the day before. He was like, the ones win, looking pretty good. So Wrench is coming into this probably very confident, coming off of some solid placements recently in online tournaments and the second place DreamHack Austin win. That was a huge just like slap in the face to all the Wrenched deniers out there saying, yeah, I can talk a big game, but I can also back it up when I need to. He also was on such a huge grind, and this will be one of the first, I think, Asuri mirror matches that we've seen so far this entire tournament. noeL been playing this Asuri pick for a while. Wrenched, always being a Qatar player, has since kind of stabilized here on this Asuri pick as well. He's going to have the Qatars that he's very useful with and used to, but he also has the sword, which is a weapon that's highly favored by virtually every player out there for utility in the kit, for kill potential, for string potential, explosive potential. Everything in this game, Sword can succeed at, definitely with these edge guards, but Wrench is trying to turn it around again, going a little bit deep with that ground pound, going to go all the way under the stage, using all of the in-air movement options that he has with his jumps, with his heavy attack that turns into recovery in the air, and also his dodges, going back into the neutral game here against noeL. And noeL's actually in with just a little bit of a lead right now. About 25 damage difference separates these two.
So you were talking about the fact that they are both playing the exact same character, but they play the characters so incredibly different. You can see noeL plays a lot more of a clean game. He doesn't make any unnecessary risks. On the edge guard, he was sitting up top on the corner. Wrenched, on the other hand, he went down, tried to fight the edge guard out, and noeL is going to be controlling his weapon down lines, man. 5 frames to start up, so incredibly fast.
And that's exactly like you said, very clean. He wasn't overextending into the air. And even on his edge guards, he's not committing very much. You saw Wrench do the kind of raw turnaround ground pound earlier. That's not something noeL's going to do. Wrench is going to find a gravity cancel D-Light into the dare for the kill, finishing that up with a weapon toss to confirm the edge guard. But you see noeL get like 1 hit off stage, then retreats back into the neutral game. That is where he feels more confident. That's where he's been winning and getting the better damage trades here against Wrenched.
Yeah, he got that one off stage Qatar dare. You're seeing him get the sword ground pound, but immediately he's looking for his opportunity to get back up. He's going to wait it out. One exclamation point came out. So could have gone into wall slip, but Wrench giving him enough room to get back onto that stage.
Now it's interesting because recently in Brawl League Masters and in the Swiss bracket before that, he was playing some Jala, which Jala does have sword, but Jala also has an axe. And honestly, in Brawl League Masters, noeL's sword was looking weak. Very, very weak, very not normal for him, a player that's been extremely consistent in the past. Like, his sword was the thing that I wanted him to keep picking up, but it looks like he's really cleaned that up in the past week alone, and he's keeping it dead even with Wrenched here, who's coming off of a 2-0 victory yesterday against Viper in a set that I wouldn't have expected going that dominatingly his way. You see noeL again going right under the stage. Small Brawlhaven, an extremely small stage, so you're able to utilize all your in-air movement options to get under and around the stage if you need to. Nice falling cider from noeL is going to confirm the kill.
1 stock left for Wrench here in game 1. noeL is going to decide to swap over to the Qatars. I'm surprised he didn't stick with the sword. Like you were saying, his sword play has been looking a lot cleaner, especially here this weekend. He's been having a lot of great moments with his sword, but Wrench with the unarmed is going to get the kill with that unarmed side heavy. No weapons here for noeL. Wrench is going to try to push this advantage, try to get a lead here as he does have the weapon control.
An incredibly slow game coming out from both of these players. That's kind of their play style. We've seen, it was actually in the set against Viper yesterday, we saw like in the last 5 seconds, Wrench just going ham on Viper, hitting a nice 3-hit string and then following it up with a side signature off stage, something completely what we're not used to from Wrench. So he is able to switch it up on demand when he wants the complete mix-up on his opponent, but noeL is no stranger to wanting to play slow, playing more defensive, and playing clean. That neutral stick might be a big opening. Wrench was going for another one. He used the spot dodge in air to gravity cancel, giving him his grounded attacks. He was looking for the gravity cancel neutral signature, an insane spiking tool.
Lane experience isn't everything, as Wrench is still able to hold his own. We do see noeL did take game 1, and we're going to get right on into game 2.
Now, both of them are going into the strength stance here. And the way stances do work in Brawlhalla, if you don't happen to know, is you take 1 point out of another one of your stats and you put them into whatever stat you choose. In this case, both of these players are putting an extra point into their strength. So they are going to have higher damage per hit by just a little bit, which over time really does add up. And Wrench is trying to add it up right now with that beautiful Qatar string, but also it gives higher kill potential. So you are going to have higher force on your moves, which means when you hit someone in red with a high force move, you might get the kill 1, 2 hit, maybe even as many as 3 hits earlier than you normally would if you didn't have that extra point in strength.
Ooh, the side air from Wrenched is going to be the kill option. Didn't even need the extra strength, as that was just a whole lot of damage, and noeL had burned a lot of his utility. We talked about how clean noeL was playing, but we're seeing Wrench completely change up the game. You can't exactly clean off all this damage as Wrench is building it up. Down light into the recovery, goes for the ground pound. Spot dodge from noeL will get him back up onto the wall, but Wrenched immediately has the stage control.
Now keep in mind, for everyone watching at home, the Asuri skin, which is kind of the yellowish cat with the hat on, that is noeL. They don't have names added in yet after what we just saw, but Wrenched is going to be the one who has the sword right now in that blue and gold with the silver hair.
Right, that is the skin that noeL likes to run. That's the Outback Asuri
Dude, that's a
skin.
sick skin.
It's a solid skin.
I love it.
Wrenched is running the base Asuri skin in contention. There's the recovery from noeL. noeL needs to build up more damage, though. Like you said, he does have that strength stance, so it shouldn't be too hard to build up that damage onto Wrenched, but he definitely has to get more before we can start thinking about that kill option.
Yeah, Wrenched has just a raw side sig on stage. Same signature that claimed Viper in game 2 yesterday, so that Wrenched can move on into the top 8 on the winner's side. Wrenched has a gigantic lead here. 2 stocks right now, and he's still finding damage onto noeL.
This is that adjustment we were talking about, that best of 5 adjustment opportunity for Wrenched. He doesn't even need to get to that game 3 for the adjustment. He's going to just start bringing it out here in game 2.
You're seeing Wrenched being very paced. He'll come out with these 3-hit, these 4-hit strings, but before he initiates with those, you'll see him put quite a bit of space between him and his opponent. The downlight will drop, but noeL still able to find the side air there. Almost picks up the dare. Wrenched is still alive. The nair is going to take him off the top, but in the meantime, noeL is taking quite a bit of damage. He's not in kill percent yet, but that falling side air is going to push him deeper into orange. He's getting closer and closer to red. Nice neutral light coming out with the jump into the side air. Nice dare coming out from Wrenched, and it just seems like Wrenched is controlling everything so far. We saw some solid unarmed damage coming out from noeL yesterday. A lot of weapon toss initiations. That weapon toss, either noeL got the dodge. Oh, and that is it. noeL is going to fall. And this is the adaptation that we were talking about. Wrenched is able to do it so quickly and so drastically in game 2, though.
That was a complete 180. That was even more than a 180. It was a 180, and then he put on the gas pedal. Wrenched completely running over noeL. Now it's on noeL to make the adjustment. Will he change up the characters? noeL does have a sizable character pool. You did talk about his Jala. We might see the Koji or Hattori.
I don't think we're going to see the Koji. He was talking about it, I think it was yesterday, and it might have been right after Crocky's game. He said he doesn't like Bo. He doesn't like Bo specifically for one of the reasons that he doesn't like playing Bo into unarmed when his opponent is unarmed, because he feels like you can get punished so easily on so many different moves when you do have that Bo. Obviously, you have the Bo downlight, which can really reach out and touch your opponent from a long distance away, but if you miss that Bo downlight, that is prime punish opportunity. And so that's why we probably won't see him going for the Koji. It is a possibility that we could see the Hattori. Hattori, a huge meta pick right now. You will definitely see some Hattoris today in singles, and you saw quite a few Hattoris in doubles earlier in the weekend as well on Friday. Or noeL will just stick with this Asuri. We've seen him do both.
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't want to swap it up. He's just going to adjust how he plays. But we are seeing a very different pace between the two of them. noeL able to trade out a little bit more damage, throwing out a couple more attacks. It looked like he was trying to be very efficient with his attacks in game 2. He didn't really want to throw out a whole lot of them too risky, but Wrench took full advantage of that and was never caught and punished for his attacks.
noeL's able to get to the sword. He is going to have more damage per hit compared to Qatar's, and he's also going to have higher range. compared to Katars as well. It was looking like Wrench was going to get some huge damage on him. He still hit the few hit string. He's still finding this lead here. Shipwreck has a very small wall though. And the way that noeL likes to play on that wall, the way he likes to camp that wall and just wait and create space to find his opening, he's not going to be able to do that as safely here. He's going to end up falling on the edge guard, and it just seems like the edge guards are so pivotal for Wrench. Not only is he winning in the neutral game, but he's also winning in those edge guard situations, and that's something that noeL is going to have to find the answer to.
That was a very good adjustment from Wrench. For all of the other edge guards in Game 1 and Game 2, noeL dodges straight up through the ground pounds of Wrench. This time, Wrench changes up the timing, waits for the dodge up, and then lands it right on top at the end of the iframe to finish off the stock of noeL. Wrench is completely downloading noeL right now.
And you saw noeL just go for the down signature. That's sort of a spot dodge punish. It also has a pretty reasonably sizable hitbox. Oh my gosh, Wrench sticking to noeL like glue here, missing the side air. noeL with the gravity cancel D-Light. The side air coming out from Wrench and the weapon toss to confirm it. Wrench again with a 2-stock lead at this point right now. And this is looking like Wrench set 100% continuing this string.
Keep in mind, this is noeL, the winner of the last 2 DreamHacks that Wrench is making look free right now. Wrench is doing so good at building this damage onto noeL.
Wrench is straight up saying, you only won those DreamHacks because I didn't show up. Because I took a break that weekend. That was my day off that weekend, and you're lucky for that. But Wrench does fall there. noeL's trying to find this comeback here. He still does have a little bit of room to play with. They are tied 1-1 in this best of 5, so there is still some time. There's a possible Game 4 situation. There's a possible Game 5 situation. noeL's going to have to find something, though. He's in the middle of his final stock here on Shipwreck. He has very little damage on Wrench, and Wrench is controlling these weapons so well. Nice nair into the recovery. It is going to drop just a little bit, so he's not going to get the full damage on that, but still, he's at such a lead right now. All he has to do is continue doing pretty much the same thing that he's been doing so far. He's been dominating the neutral game. He finds the kill potential with the true combo downlight into the side air. Has noeL on the edge. The weapon toss coming out. Wrench still has stage control. When the weapon spawns in, there it is. He's able to pick it up. He tosses it away, but he has stage control. So even if he's disarmed, triple weapon toss, 4!
One more hit could be it, but noeL gets around it, and noeL goes in onto Wrench. He doesn't even care about the fact that he's on his last stock here against Wrench. And is noeL going to get the gimp? He doesn't get the ground pound. There's one. Wrench with the clapback, that recovery wake up.
Oh no, here comes more weapon tosses. That's 2. And he hits the nair. That's going to confirm the kill. Wrench going up in this set 2-1. Now, even though we were seeing some damage on that edge guard coming out, did you just see his hands shaking, dude?
They were shaking in the first time he did it. He's definitely nervous, and I'm not going to lie, my heart's been racing at the entirety of this entire tournament. So it's been a very tense moment. But yeah, Wrench is nervous. I got to believe noeL's nervous right now.
I would definitely be nervous. Even if I'm calm, cool, and collected like noeL is, you see the exterior that is just stone cold, but the inside, I bet noeL is a little bit shook. I bet he is maybe even more than a little bit shook at this point. He is still in the winner's bracket, so there is more room to go in this set possibly, and definitely more room for him in the tournament. If he loses this, he will go down into the loser's bracket, so he will still have another chance, another set to still come out, run through that loser's bracket, and come back up into grand finals like so many people expect him to. But man, if he runs into Wrench again in the grand finals, Wrench is just shredding him to ribbons.
Both of them, Katars in hand. Wrench has that damage advantage over noeL, but noeL does have the positioning. He was underneath, could have gone for some downlights, but instead going to swap over to the weapon. The sword is what he was a little bit more comfortable with. He's looking for these weapon tosses to initiate onto Wrench. Meanwhile, Wrench not even concerned with opening up with a weapon toss. Doesn't need that range. Instead, he's just going to use his movement to get in on noeL.
The damage so far is split pretty evenly between these two players. You're seeing noeL trying to weapon starve Wrench for as long as he can. Nice. Gets a nice downlight dare into the air that's going to have more optimal damage coming out than a normal D-Light Sair or a D-Light recovery. So noeL is trying to build up that damage as quickly as he can, going for that 3-hit string rather than just the 2-hit auto combo. D-Light side air though coming out from Wrench, forcing noeL onto the edge. Wrench peeks over just a little bit, hits that beautiful down air. Now right below the character, when they have a sword, when they throw out that down air, there's a small tiny hitbox. We call that the sweet spot. It's going to have a little bit more force, and it's going to send straight down rather than at an angle with the rest of that cone-shaped hitbox. So he's able to find that to guarantee the kill there, give noeL no room to get back.
Ooh. Now Wrench has such good positioning around noeL. We saw him outspace the down signature from noeL when noeL was trying to finishing off the stock, that first stock, but now he's just completely outspacing a lot of noeL's options, and noeL is struggling to find this finishing blow onto Wrench. Can he sweet spot the dare here onto Wrench? Doesn't need a sweet spot on the ground pound. The entirety of that hitbox is the sweet spot.
Now you saw the weapon spawn on stage, and you saw noeL kind of wait just a few moments before he threw his weapon up and picked it up. I think he's trying to delay the weapon spawn there. We've seen him kind of juggle his weapons back and forth in the past, but I think he was waiting on that as long as he possibly could before Wrench was going to spawn in. It's both Qatar versus Qatar, and noeL's actually going to be disarmed here. He's stuck without a weapon. You're seeing Wrench swap back and forth, juggle, but he wants to stick with these Qatars. He has a little bit more damage on noeL. It's got to be careful.
But he still has the control. noeL got around the down sig. He got up onto the wall, but immediately got caught, and Wrenched is going to take the stock. noeL is on his upper bracket stock now. If he goes down here, then he is going to have to make that lower bracket run, which is going to be a very difficult run.
We're seeing the same lead that Wrenched had in Game 2, and the same lead that Wrenched had in Game 3. Is that going to lead to the same result? noeL is hoping not. Like we said, the Hattori switch could be possible, but noeL is going to stick here with this Asuri. That seems to be his one singular pick for this tournament. The dare into the recovery, tries to pick up the nair to kill off the top. Shipwreck is an extremely large stage, definitely compared to what we saw in Small Brawlhalla earlier. Finally gets a down signature. He's been struggling to find that. Is he going to get the kill option? Wrench is able to recover back onto the wall. That's going to reset his jumps. He still probably didn't have his dodge for a little while because that in-air dodge cooldown is incredibly long. Nice D-Light side air coming out from Wrench. Tries to go for the slide charge neutral signature. Immediate punish from noeL.
Bit of a greedy play from Wrench, but he can afford it. He has the extra stocks. All he needs to do is get in noeL's head. He can even play for that Game 5 because Wrench has been looking so incredibly good in this set against noeL, but noeL has gotten Wrench down onto his final stock here in this game, and we could see that Game 5 possibility come out.
Just the side light into the neutral light coming out from noeL. That lead has almost been completely negated by noeL. Some really slick, clean, and safe Qatar play. He finds another one of those. How has he been struggling if he's able to find 2 in a row? noeL seems to have a little bit better handle on Wrench movement right now. Jump side air coming up from Wrench. The weapon toss not going to hit noeL like we saw the 4 and 5 weapon tosses from before.
I'm so close. The neutral light beating out noeL's side light, the startup frames of the side light from noeL. And he gets caught by the weapon toss. Wrench is going to go up in the upper bracket to fight the winner of our next set, Boomy versus Lil Cap.